Why many African marriages collapse in the West? The uncomfortable, brutal truth is this. Let's be honest. The West didn't break African marriages. It exposed the cracks that were already there. What used to survive on silence, fear, and endurance back home cannot survive in an environment that rewards choice and individual freedom. Here's what people do not want to talk about. Number one, many African marriages were built on control and not compatibility. In Africa, marriage often worked because divorce was shameful. Women endured, men weren't questioned. Society enforced staying and not happiness. Move that same marriage to the West where women can live. Men cannot intimidate the system. Silence is no longer rewarded and the structure collapses. Not because the woman changed, but because she finally had options. Number two, masculinity crisis among African men. Let's talk plainly. In the West, a man's authority is not automatic. Respect must be earned, not demanded. Provision alone no longer guarantees leadership. Some men, they lose status, confidence, and direction. Instead of adapting, they respond with control, anger, and emotional withdrawal. A man who doesn't grow will always feel threatened by a woman who does. Number three, feminism. Without wisdom on the other side, some African women arrived in the West and they confused independence with disrespect. They replaced cooperation with competition. They import Western slogans without understanding African marriage values. Let me tell you this, freedom without responsibility destroys homes just as fast as control does. Marriage is not slavery, but it is sacrifice. Anyone who enters it to win will eventually lose. Number four, the community is gone and so is restraint. Back home, elders interfered. Family restrained impulsive behaviors. But in the West, friends says leaving. Social media share divorce. Therapists, they validate feelings without enforcing accountability. When no one is invested in saving the marriage, every argument feels like a reason to quit. Number five, marriage was used as a visa and not a covenant. Let's not pretend here. Some marriages were formed for papers, escape, pressure. Once stability is achieved, the real personality shows up and suddenly love disappears. It didn't just disappear for any reason. It was never fully there. Number six, African couples were taught how to endure, not how to communicate. Most couples, they know how to keep themselves quiet, suppress emotions, avoid hard conversation. But marriage in the West, they demand emotional intelligence, vulnerability, conflict resolution. Let me tell you, when endurance meets constant communication, endurance loses. The harsh reality is this, many African marriages fail in the West because men weren't prepared to lead without dominance and women weren't prepared to submit without fear. Both of them weren't prepared to grow together. The West doesn't destroy marriages. It removes the cage and reveals who actually wanted to stay. Final lesson, any marriage that survives only because living is hard will not survive when living becomes easy. I am Logic from The Logic Man.